Yesterday, M.anifest posted on social media, and he says, "It took me a couple of years to realize they talk about flow. When they talk about flow, in these parts, they mean how fast you rhyme." And then he adds LMAO. Okay, so M.anifest has highlighted the confusion that music lovers make in categorizing flow when it comes to rap music. So in that post, he wrote, again, he said, "It took me a couple of years to realize when they talk about flow in these parts, they mean how fast you rhyme." And this has raised the topic of what goes into rap and what is flow. And people are asking questions. Who is he talking about? Should we find ya? But early on, there was a video that surfaced on social media. That is a video from D Black's podcast. Yes. I think that video is old.
Yeah.
But
Old video, I'm sure for
it is back on social media.
No social media.
And the question about M.anifest or Sarkodie. And JB was answering, right? And now we introduce Abba. Take a listen.
Trying to link.
Sako or M.anifest?
I use like, no disrespect to M.anifest, but bro, this is like, come on, man. you can't. Sak, we will find better person. Like, no, I won't say better person, but we will find somebody two-way, like,
Toe for toe.
yeah, like,
If it match and well.
hard, because bro, it's dangerous. Like,
Very
he's dangerous when it comes to like, even hits.
Who would I pick overall? Definitely, of course, it's King Sark all the way, bro.
All right.
Overall, but they all have
I don't think people do that. I think they're too.
they all have their abilities. They all have their special capabilities. You know, M.anifest is a writer. He's more of a, he's like a poet.
Yeah.
You know, he's got that Tupac.
Yeah.
I'll pick. It be switch. I'll pick M.anifest to be like Tupac, Sark to be like Biggie. But
I agree
Sark
with you.
performs like Tupac.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all switched up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's how I see it.
Sakis.
Yo, and already Ria is passing their comments. So you heard Joy B and EL. Yes. And then D Black was the one hosting them. So Joy B in there, EL as well. Talking about M.anifest versus Sark. But what is on the table now is what M.anifest posted after that video surfaced online. We don't know whether it is in response to the video or not. But he says, "It took me a couple of years to realize when they talk about flow in these parts, they mean how fast you rhyme." Adam, as a former rapper, what is flow?
Flow. I mean, when you say flow, I would say flow from the time I started rapping to, I mean, what I learned from the elders in the game. I see flow to be all-encompassing.
Okay.
Or I would say a cocktail, because it is about how you weave your message to go with the instrumentation, where the cadence and everything.
What is
comes
cadence?
in. You know, music. I mean,
I
you know
don't know. You are the rapper, a
The
former
chorus,
rapper.
you know, the how strike. You know, when you are striking the two chords, people are able to strike it well to.
No, we're talking about rap here.
Yeah, I'm talking about the cadence.
Okay.
To get to a certain final conclusion or resolution.
Okay.
You
So
know,
you were explaining cadence.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is where, and when it comes to the rap, I mean, people are able to go on a certain sequence on the beat to be able to bring about.
Adam, relax. Oh, come off the door.
Okay,
break it down.
What's the cadence?
I don't know. He was break it down. Flow no. And come off.
Yeah, so say rap here.
When you're rapping.
There is a message.
Yes.
The message, some have rhymes.
Yeah.
And there is rhythm and a certain melody on a beat. You understand?
Okay.
So the flow is all of these put together. You know, and some people do have different styles on just a single song. So because of that, connoisseurs of the music do say that, oh, Charlie,
Man, come bro, fuck it. That's like a connoisseur.
yeah, like
You continue.
don't rap, no. And then
Omo
say,
rap, no.
Yeah.
Akwe will flow. Like they feel like he Otimi Sisan Nyoma and Otimi Erami in a melodic
Can you
way with the
give us
beat.
can you give us example demonstration?
So like so me, I would say that flow will be like a totality of the output of the rapper on a beat.
The smoothness.
Yes,
The beat.
you know.
When your colleague rapper is speaking, you have to take your time.
You
and
understand?
listen.
So
Smoothness.
you know, said now bought like 2 songs.
Yeah.
All of them had a way of. It's like it's the same. That was it the same beat?
No.
No.
You know, there are some songs with same beat, but you see that the styles are different.
Yeah.
And that will be like the flow, how they execute the beat with their rhymes, with their message, with their, you know, everything.
So it's not about how fast you rap.
No. I mean, that is like a style. You understand? So you need to add other things to get the flow. You understand? So I mean, that is how I'll see it. It's the flow will be bigger than the speed.
Okay.
Like how fast one rap. You understand?
Okay. M.anifest and Sarkodie, who has the best or a better flow?
They all have nice flows.
Who has a better flow?
Nice flows.
Who has a better
Why do you
flow?
want to put Eden in a corner?
As you know, a former rapper, I don't want to. I mean, because I know that Obiawo, the style and strengths
Yeah.
and flow. I mean, some enjoys M.anifest flow because of maybe how he takes the time and
The
how he puts the words together, how he rhymes. Some also enjoy sax flow because of maybe the pace and how he's able to put the words in that pace to flow on a certain rhyme. You understand? So like people have enjoyed both of them or other rappers based on some. I mean, someone told me he loves Medical's flow
Yeah.
because of how he adds humor
Yeah.
to it. You understand? So it will be dependent on what you are looking for. I mean, if you are looking for how somebody flows in a certain pace, rhythmically, rhymes, you know, you may go for a certain artist. And if you want to also look at how somebody piece some deep words or words you may not think of on the surface, piece them rhythmically on a certain beat, you may go for someone.
Okay.
But now maybe you are looking for somebody who is able to add humor and other things on a certain rhythm. You may go for it. So
Okay.
it depends. It will be. I would say it's subjective.
Let me move from the Brofo Hine to Brofo Hima.
Oh, please.
Oh yeah. Ria, what is flow in rap?
I am not a rap
M.anifest
person.
says here. It took me a couple of years to realize when they talk about flow in this part, they mean how fast you rhyme. Then he's laughing.
How fast you rhyme.
Yes.
Okay, so from what I can piece
Oh yeah,
together.
another rapper is here. One more sim. One more sim.
Bass rapper.
Bass rapper. Good. Yes.
Yeah, so from what I can piece together in my head as at now, not academically, of course.
Yeah.
I would say it's an encapsulation of a lot of things.
Please,
All right.
encapsulation, break it down.
So little things that come together.
Okay.
You understand? So probably we could say, I mean, it is not wrong if he thinks that too.
All right.
Because when it comes to rhyming fast or however it is, rhyming is part of the flow. All right. Lyrical dexterity. Let's say, I feel like it's a lot of things.
Okay.
That's, come together to make the flow. So I
You think he was responding to that video, that conversation on D Black's podcast with his post?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Would you
I mean, I feel
assume?
like it could be a coincidence.
Would you assume?
I'm not assuming. I don't want to assume for anyone. I don't want to assume for anyone. But yeah, rhyming is part. Your lyrics, you can't be chasing the beat when the beat is running away from you. You understand me? So you have to have all that together for you to be able to flow.
Yeah.
You get me? So he's not wrong if he feels like it is just one component we are listening to. I mean, if you are musically inclined, okay, you may listen to someone who is much more commercial, but then you hear the loopholes in their music.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you hear someone who is probably critically acclaimed, and you are like, oh, okay, this is good music. But then to the layman on the streets, maybe the commercial person is their favorite because he or she is more relatable, raps in their local dialect, so then they can understand it easier. You know, they probably don't know a lot of components of literature, so they might not necessarily understand what the person who is more critically acclaimed is saying, or the rhyme he or she is putting together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So between M.Anifest and Sarkodie, who has a better flow?
I feel like, honestly, when it comes to M.Anifest and Sarkodie, although they are both in the rap game, it's like comparing apples and oranges.
Okay.
You
Who is the
understand?
apple?
Please. You get me? Because
And
I
who's
feel
the
like
orange?
their style of rap is different.
So we can't compare.
Yeah, as I was saying, I will call M.Anifest more critically acclaimed, and then Sark a commercial.
So we can't compare Jay-Z and Nas? Okay. There's another rapper here. This man started rapping, went into a competition with Tiny, and he was second. Oh, you were first. Hey, you were second, right? Robert Clark, please come
And
closer.
now managing another rapper.
Another rapper.
They can't give me pressure this morning.
Robert, you've listened to a lot of hip-hop musicians from Tupac to Biggie. You've listened to the newer generation, all of them. We're talking about flow here. Rob, what is flow? Please, flow.
Flow is it's basically it encompasses everything, you know, in terms of what you're doing on the instrumentation. Once you have the instrumental, your entire creative work that sits on the instruments, you can refer to it as a flow.
Okay.
So in there you have your cadence, like you guys were trying to explain earlier, which has to do with like
We were trying to explain it.
it's
not
like
we. Adam was trying to explain to us earlier.
if you take rap as a sentence, like in English, your punctuation, all right, where you have your commas, your exclamation, your pauses, all of that. It's sort of like gives character to the flow, so to say. And then obviously you know what the rhymes are.
So is that the cadence?
In terms of, I'm just trying to make. I'm
rap.
trying to denote it.
Yes.
You know, just so that it makes. It makes it easier because it's a technical term, and
exactly.
sometimes some of the technical terms are difficult for you to be able to explain it. So if I denote it this way, it makes it easier for people to appreciate it more or less. Yeah. So in there, and then you have your, you know, there's also melody or rhyme scheme, you know, how fast or slow you're rapping, all the elements that basically gives the dynamism to what you're doing on the music. So that's your creative work. So the flow embodies everything essentially.
Okay. I think you guys are right. Because,
but the only thing is, I think for most parts, flow doesn't focus so much on messaging. In terms more, it focuses more about how you deliver, you know, the how, not necessarily the what, you know. But then again, to a certain extent, what you are delivering and how you deliver it also matters. So this is how it sits in the space. But you know, everything there is about flow.
Can I say this? People would say someone like Ablekumanana Lace has flow.
He has.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I'm not putting down anybody's music,
all right.
but sometimes from the beginning of the rhyme to the next rhyme, both sentences or phrases do not have anything to do with each other. You understand me? But it still rhymes.
In the case of Nana Lace?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But then someone would be like, but Nana is our flow. Do you understand? Yeah, so.
Resimodelic, cafedelic.
You're going to say something, huh?
No, so yes. Are you done with your submission, please?
No, well, it depends on what I'm
because
supposed to respond to.
Because Robert said sometimes flow doesn't necessarily have to do with the message.
Yeah.
It just has to do with delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this video popped up, and then not long after we saw M.anifest's post. Rob, do you think that this could be in response to that video, that conversation that D Black had with EL and Joey B?
I think I don't want to go on that particular.
You don't want to hazard a guess?
No. I mean, it's not. If it's not outrightly mentioned, there's no point for us to get into the space, conjecture anything, and put anything around anybody's neck, only for us to learn that that's not the truth. So, I mean, journalism. Let's just stick to what's the facts are and then move on. I think we have a huge platform to discuss what flow is, and
between M.anifest and Sarkodie, who has a better flow?
The only thing I can say to that is the fact that one has won an international flow titleship, and so it makes it easier for you to be able to go from that particular angle. Otherwise, I would say that, when M.anifest came here, we saw the album that he came to launch. Listen to the songs and check the flow on the different songs that were played, and you'd realize that it was crazy. The flow, like each in terms of the packaging, what he gave us on the different instrumentations, crazy, lovely, and there are quite a number of people who love his style, and there are a number of people who also love Sarkodie's style. So it's a bit difficult for me to mention, but sometimes when it comes to these things, if you're supposed to make a decision, it's easier to resort to what has been given in terms of honest. So if one has been
all right,
then maybe obviously he's got something. That's the reason why he's been ordered for it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to a better thing to talk about. This is
but you two, they do music, so share your thoughts.
Who?
You two,
Yeah.
you
Me?
two,
Me or Doreen?
You to
All of you.
Sarkodie and M.anifest. Who has a better flow? Who?
I don't answer questions when I'm here.
You don't? Yes, sure.
I don't answer questions when I'm here.
But Doreen, you're also a rapper.
They are my
Yes.
colleagues. I don't want
Okay.
to take sides. They are my colleagues.
Let's
I don't
go
like
to
take
Canada.
sides, yeah.
Why?
Something better happened
Get
there. Let's go
visa
there.
for us?
So Toronto's iconic. How do you pronounce this, Doreen? Is it Young Dundas?
Youngie Dundas.
Is it Youngie or Young?
Young Dundas.
You say Youngie first, right?
Young Dundas.
Okay, Young Dundas Square, renamed Sankofa Square. So Toronto, Doreen, read this one.
Oh my goodness. So, Kwambeka, Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto. Well, they have officially renamed its iconic Young Dundas Square to Sankofa Square. A change marked on Saturday, 23rd of August, with a day-long celebration highlighting Ghanaian culture and history. Now, the renaming coincided with the International Day for the Remembrance of the Slave Trade and its abolition. Now, it followed a 2-year consultation process by Toronto's Recognition Review Committee, that's advisory committee made up of Black and Indigenous leaders, residents and business owners. Now, the change was driven by concerns over Henry Dundas, an 18th century Scottish politician accused of delaying the abolition of the transatlantic slave trade. Now, at the ceremony themed Looking Back, Building Forward, Sankofa Square came alive with cultural performances, art exhibitions, music, sports, storytelling, Ghanaian food and crafts. The Ghanaian Canadian Association of Ontario led participation from the local Ghanaian community. Ghana was represented by the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Abla Jifa-Gomashi, and the Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs, James Jachakwesen, on behalf of President John Dramani Mahama. And I quote what Honorable Jifa-Gomashi said. He says the renaming of the Young Dundas Square to Sankofa Square is not merely a change of name. It is an act of remembrance and an act of reclamation and an act of reparations. It is a bold step towards justice and healing, not just for the people of Toronto, but for all Africans at home and in the diaspora. So I think this is what she said. And then the minister also linked the move to Ghana's Black Star Experience, the government's flagship cultural program, describing Sankofa Square as a living space of dialogue, cultural exchange, education, and empowerment. So, yeah, there you go.
So two things happened. There was a celebration bit, and there was the name changing of the Young Dundas Square to Sankofa Square.
Sankofa Square.
Two things that happened during that period. Okay, let me start with you, Robert. What does this mean to our culture and tourism industry?
I mean, it raises interest in how our foreign or diplomatic conversations are going on with other countries. And it's quite interesting to see that a different country somewhere is going to name an iconic square, after something that is from Ghana, originating from Ghana. It also shows how open they are to welcoming cultures from across the world. And so, yes, I took the liberty to immediately try to understand how many people are of black descent living in Canada.
Okay.
And astonishing numbers. Well, it was less than 2 million, I think.
Less than 2 million?
Yeah, which means it's less than a population of Accra.
Okay. And what's the entire population of?
The entire population is about 41 million thereabouts.
Okay.
And I also, so I tried to understand how many Ghanaians were living there. There are less than 150,000 people. So it's amazing how few the numbers are, and yet we've been able to secure something that is iconic enough to represent our culture. And so it comes back to how we ourselves handle things like, the Adinkra symbols, their meanings, and how we often use them, even here, in terms of names of places, etc., and whether or not people who listen to that name coming back home can connect to that particular story. So let's say I'm in Canada, I come to Ghana, I heard about Sankofa. Sankofa, I'm told, is an Adinkra symbol. When I come here, how do I connect with the rest of the symbols and what it means for the people of this particular country, whether they are names, whether there's a place where all of these symbols come alive, whether there's a museum, whether, I don't know, something of some sort that basically has strength in the cultural expression of these Adinkra symbols, so to say. And I think that it's good for us, and it's good for, and then kudos to the people within the space in terms of the Ministry of Arts and Tourism stroke
GTA.
GTA stroke people, the diplomatic the diplomats in that conversation leading to this particular engagement. It also says we need to I'm not too sure what the relationship between Ghana and Canada is, but it's worth getting to understand the space. I think they're doing something remarkably well, because these things don't usually just happen. And I must say congratulations to them. Almost immediately, I must also mention that I recently read that the cultural attaches from the various embassies are no longer in place.
Yes.
And I'm wondering why.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's probably a conversation we need to have, because I think in one of the submissions I was making here, I was making reference to the fact that for tourism purposes or in amplifying your country's culture or elements associated with the country, you need to be able to ride on these cultural attaches. And it's quite surprising that it's not there. We need to be able to understand the reason why. And probably we need to get answers from whoever the authorities are in a particular space. But yes, kudos to them, and we hope that at the end of the day, Charlie, this translates into something meaningful, and the exportation of Ghana's culture in this particular space.
Thank you, Robert Clark. Adam.
John, thank you.
Hey, Mr. Adam, sorry, Mensa.
Thank you. I
AKA?
mean,
AKA Setinsman.
AKA
2nd August.
Okay.
2nd August.
Yeah, but
We are still in August, aren't we?
we still are. Yeah.
Okay.
Day is named after you.
Yeah.
Renaming Anna.
Somebody owned me 5th August.
Yes. No. The
Oh, okay.
Every 5th August, something happens, right?
On the right.
Okay, lyrical Joe.
Good. So 2nd August. So
Okay.
you next year 2nd August.
2nd August.
I think it's a step in right direction where we need to, take full advantage of, because if you check the genesis of the whole thing,
Okay.
Ghana and Canada has had about over 60 years bilateral relationship
Okay.
built on cooperation, business among others, you know. And the whole issue of the renaming of the Young Dandan Square started somewhere after the incident of 2020 where George Floyd and some other 2 Africans were killed in America amidst some racial tendencies, you know. It was then that about 14,000 people in the city petitioned the council.
Which city?
Toronto.
Okay.
Toronto.
Petition the leadership of the city to rename that place, because you know that place, Yongi Dundee, is an intersection. That's a street, young street, and the Dundas, and that's where they meet. So if you look at that place, it's a cosmopolitan area like the Times Square of America.
Okay.
And annually about 56 million people visit that place, and daily about 100,000 people. So they feel like it's a place of prominence and of a national culture monument, very busy place in Canada, and they feel you should not, name the place after somebody who was seen as Henry Dundas. The name, the Dundas, the name, there is a name Dundas and the street Dundas, and people are trying to merge it to say that there is another Henry Dundas who was somebody who was interested in the slave trade to the extent that he is known to be one who delayed the abolition.
Was it not named after him? Was it not?
That's what people are trying to say, that you cannot have a place like this.
What did you find
under
out?
the name? You know, what I found in my research is that it's likely to be 2 separate things, but because of the surname, there's some instances where some surnames do not necessarily mean this person, but because it's the person's surname, it becomes, because Henry Dundas is of an American descent. He's from America, you understand? So they feel like it will not help, so they should rename the place. So as a result of that, they formed a committee of about 20 people who were drawn from traders on the Young Dandans area, prominent people in the city, among others. And during that time, from 2021, when they voted, it was about 18-2.
I'm not cutting you, continue.
Okay.
But a quick search here says that the Dundas Street itself was named in 1793 by John Graves Simcoe, the first Lieutenant Governor of Upper Canada, after Henry Dundas.
Okay.
Continue.
All right. So when they voted, 18 people voted in favor of the change and 2 people voted against. And from 2023 till now, people have started spreading some false narrative to the Sankofa.
Yeah.
Where some are saying that the Sankofa, what they want to say that what they are trying to do with the rename is like Abriwe Wuniadi Abriwe Diade. They want to say that you saying this man contributed to slave trade. Now you are changing him. You are bringing a narrative or a name from a place who contributed to slave trade. That's what they are trying to say, which is a wrong narrative. So I've seen some of their mayors in their MPs in their parliament.
When you say wrong narrative, what necessarily do you mean?
But the wrong narrative is that the Sankofa is linked to slave trade.
It's not okay.
Exactly. So they are trying to say that we contributed to slave trade, and Sankofa is coming from Ghana. So we are. It's the same thing with Henry.
So there was opposition.
Yeah. There are people. I've seen someone prior to the opening who even went there with a Canadian flag, asking other people to come with their flag to force the authorities to change the rename. There's a very wrong.
Oh, really? So they were objecting to the Sankofa renaming.
Wrong narrative on social media, on their social media spaces. Even there are some Toronto platforms who have run polls on Twitter, among X, among other platforms. I mean, trying to, they want to conscientize the youth to revolt against this. And I'm bringing this in a way to urge the blacks and Ghanaians there, because their leaders are trying to let them know that Sankofa doesn't mean that. Sankofa means go and learn from the past to move on. So
not just anything from the
not
past.
just
It's quite
anything.
even symbolic.
So,
if you
Yeah.
the
think about it.
Ghanaians are mission there. They need to ensure that they straighten some of these narratives, because it can be very poison in the atmosphere.
Two things. You mentioned the voting. You said 18-2. I read something that was about 16-4 or something.
Yeah, that was the first voting.
Okay.
So after that, they started pushing in this negative narrative to the extent that now, and when they did the public opinion, it was like 54. It was 54 were in favor. After they started this negative narrative among others, that public support for came to about 40 something. It was where the final votes moved to like 17 something. You understand? So like, people are poisoning the atmosphere with the wrong.
Yeah, but so let me ask: do you think they are wrong for having? Because you see, we have so many elements in terms of the what do you call it, the idiosyncratic symbols. Yeah. Why did we choose Sankofa?
Yes. So what I'm saying is that in their, I've forgotten how they call their parliament, but in their city council,
City council, yes, go ahead.
There were people who were explaining that the name has nothing to do with slavery. The name Sankofa means go and learn.
So
from
finally,
the past.
it's been adopted. It's been used for the rename.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
But
people
I
are,
think I get where Robert is coming from, that there are a lot of idiosyncratic symbols. So why didn't they go for
I
any
feel
but
like
the
it's
Sankofa
symbolic.
one?
Yeah, in what sense, really? Because
So
if
learning is more
No, you
like the historian Professor Lev Strauss, learning from your history to know
Yeah.
your future.
To know your future.
and
Yes.
the whole
So,
thing is
but-
around slavery, among other things. So, they want people who visit there, people to understand how history is very important.
okay,
So
Kwame,
it is contextual.
Doreen read the stuff. If you can just read the part that says that the reason why they chose Sankofa.
Yes,
there's
said that,
there's a
yes.
reason.
I think
there's
Honorable
an aspect.
Jifagoma said that the renaming of the Young Dandan Square to Sankofa Square is not merely a change of name. It is an act of remembrance and an act of reclamation and an act of reparations. Says it is a bold step towards justice and healing, not
That's
just
it.
for the people of Toronto, but for all Africans at home and in the diaspora.
Okay, so in this particular case, what they are saying is that remember the past,
Yes.
how negative it was,
Yes.
and forge on
Learn
to
from
the future.
that.
Learn from the wrongs of the past. In this
Exactly.
particular case, it doesn't mean the right.
Exactly.
It means learning from the wrongs of the past so that you can forge on properly. Okay, so that's perfect then. So the
So-
Sankofa is in.
so,
is in-
So maybe
I'll
I
urge-
think from where you were speaking, maybe the education
the
should go
GTA,
more,
our mission there, Ghanaians there, to really, project it, because
This brings
it's-
back the issue of the cultural attaches, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
because it's a very prominent place, and a lot of Canadians know that place. And,
Okay.
It is
and
a very
we
busy
we
space.
need
Okay.
to find a certain way to project the positive narrative of Sankofa, so that those who are trying to poison the atmosphere do not succeed
In doing
in
that.
their bid. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Edem Mensah Chotome. And a friend of mine, Koforidia, Saint Odo, says hi to you. Also, come from Fakasi Odo. Ria,
What question do you have for me?
what do you make of this move? How do you think this is going to impact our tourism culture space?
I feel it's a good. Clearly it's a good thing. I like the fact that a lot of European and Western countries are implementing, the whole Africans into their culture per se. Because I think, was it recently I heard that Japan has 4 cities dedicated to Africans now.
Okay.
All right. Some people, just like this whole Dundas. Is it Dundas?
Yeah.
Dundas Street. Some people have opposition to it. Some people also like the fact that they are integrating Africans into their society and into their culture, which wasn't there in the beginning because, excuse me to say, they used to call us the African booty scratchers at a point. They didn't respect us. And I think in Germany too, they've, as at 23rd of August, it was officially, there was a street officially named after Anton Wilhelm Amo.
Okay.
Yes, a Ghanaian philosopher. I think the first African philosopher in Germany. You understand? So I feel it's a step in the right direction, a step in the place where people will know that Africans are not just what the stereotype or what we are painted in Western media to be. We are also respectable people. And even with the German street, I think it was even named the Moor Street, which is a racial slur. I feel like in German, it's a racial slur.
Okay.
So it's nice that we are trying to learn from our past. We are trying to learn from the slave trade, and we are trying to kind of foster kind of a peaceful coexistence between the West and Africa. That's how I see it.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, so we are happy about it.
We're happy, yes.
And
I think
hope
the education bit is the most important part
exactly,
of it. So
exactly.
we're hoping that they get to educate the people more. So
And I
these
mean,
things don't come
the
up.
ceremonies, among others, which was exhibited there, for me, it was beautiful. I mean, the kente and how GTA were also promoted. I mean, visit Ghana with that Ghanaian passport, among others, was very beautiful. And we need to champion that place as a place. I'll be very happy to see us have a lot of tourism promotion on the billboards there. They have a lot of digital billboards at the square.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to take advantage and promote, because we want to increase arrivals.
Yes.
So we need to take advantage of this place and pay more money for advertisement of, positive narrative about Ghanaian tourism, so that we can get a lot of people coming. We think that the name will make more magic. We need to put in some work.
Yeah, when you put in the work and they come here, then our streets are still not constructed. So while they are going to spend money on all of these things,
Should be true.
it is what it is. I mean, come on, you can't
Have a
go
point.
and announce to the whole world, come to my house for party. Clean your
They
house.
can clean your house.
Clean
You
your
don't have
house.
street lights.
Over to you.
Charlie, clean your house and then make a lot of noise
Clean
about
under your overhead.
Clean.
Okay, some comments here. This one says cadence involves timing, rhythm, and number of syllables a rapper uses within a set of number of beats, often creating a repeating schematic. Hey, from MDK.
Okay. Inside.
Omaya Enoch says M.anifest is the real definition of rap music. Sark just has it on a different level, and all beat meets. Okay, Listowell Douna says so. Flow is how you nicely ply through the beat. Ebenezer Ansan says there is no debate about this. M.anifest himself said Sarkodie has a better flow. Okay, I think I saw that video.
Interview.
There is a video to it.
Elevanyo asked him to take himself out. If he take himself out.
But I've seen just that part trending. Okay. Gordon Finn says flow is how a rapper delivers his or her rap. Listo will do. Hey, flow na se mo turn on assembly. He says flow. Flow how nicely you swim through the beat. English aside, Sack flows past money. Omaya Enoch says M.anifest is the real definition. I think we've read this already. Adnan Mahoney, does the over here also include BET?
So somebody's explanation for flow is that you have a river, right? But how the river really flows in its tunnel, it's what determines. So it's about everything, the
blockages,
the current,
the speed, the
high
current,
tide, low tide.
Okay, flow. Richard Ankuma says a few years ago in an interview, M.anifest himself admitted that Sarkodie. He said it was chopped. It was chopped. It was not ducted. It was just a small part of it. El Asinyo says, Kwame, you have the best rapper in the studio and you won't allow her to talk. Have you won?
Yes,
Have you won?
Hashtag.
Ebenezer answer says, and for flow, Sarkodie is the best in the country. Every beat hearts he can flow smoothly on it. Ebenezer again says, Kwame Dazi, but manifest himself. Okay, you've said this already. Okay, thank you very much for your comments.
Hey, it's one Sankofa.
Hashtag.
Sankofa
She is my pick. And she is sick.
Thank you very much. Hey, boss! Thank you.